What up, though, y'all? It's Chris. Appreciate you connecting with me while I do my 10,000 steps today. It's a slightly milder day today than it was yesterday, even though temp-wise it doesn't really seem to be on paper anyway, or in the app, too much difference. But maybe it was wind chill yesterday or something, because it was cold as hell. It's still chilly, but it's a lot more bearable today. But I want to talk about Derrick Jaxn, man. I was watching a video, and I'm gonna give a shout out to this creator. I was talking about him the other day. O'Shea, he had made a video talking about Derrick Jaxn, like what happened to him. And I thought this was funny because about a month ago, maybe a month and a half ago, a couple buddies and myself, we were just talking about how dudes just be simping and stuff, telling women what they want to hear. And he had came up, and we did kind of wonder whatever happened to him after the whole cheating scandal happened. So I went to his channel and I saw that he was uploading very infrequently. I mean, some of these uploads, they be months apart, and he wasn't getting a whole lot of views. Like, the viewership was low. I mean, this guy was getting viewership like just a little bit better than mine. I've got 3,300 subscribers, and I'm practically invisible. I'm like totally an unknown. He shouldn't be getting the same type of viewership that I'm getting. He should be getting way more with his visibility. But that just goes to show you that when you get exposed as a fraud, which he did in his case, you know, people, they will back off from you. You got to be a person. If you saying you about this and about that, you got to kind of stick to that and be that person. Because when somebody else exposes you, it's one thing to where you like out yourself. You like do some video and you like, y'all, I got to be honest with y'all. I haven't been doing this. I haven't been doing that. I've been a bad husband. You know, I've been a faithful husband. People are a lot more forgiving when it's you outing yourself. But that's not what happened. He got exposed by Tasha K. Tasha K had managed to get in touch with one way or another, you know, some woman that he flew out or whatever and spent the weekend with her, you know, doing all types of things, doing all types of adult relations. So that was out there. He got exposed. He wasn't able to control the narrative himself. And then he tried to put the fire out by doing some video with his wife while he's sitting there holding her hand. And the internet absolutely roasted him behind this because the wife looked like a prisoner. She's sitting there, you know, and I only laugh about this because, you know, the internet was like running with it the way that it was. The situation itself was not amusing, but the way the internet ran with it, roasting him, was very amusing. So he's sitting there with his wife talking about the version of his marriage today is basically another version. I'm paraphrasing, but he was essentially saying that the version of his marriage, he failed at it before, and this is a new version of it. He's been unfaithful, and he's accountable to his wife and accountable to God. You know, he was just saying more of the simpish stuff that women would love to hear from him, but it wasn't taken, man, because the women, they felt lied to. You know, Derrick Jaxn really had sisters in the palm of his hand. You know, this is a guy, he's like, 6'5", very muscular, and saying all of the super simpy, no account stuff that they love to hear. It's not your fault, it's his. Single moms are for grown men only. I mean, this dude was just really simping it up, you know, and 99% of the women he's pandering to, 99.9% actually, of the women that he's pandering to, these are women that he would never touch with a 10-foot pole. You know, he was doing all of that simping to single moms, saying all that no accountability stuff, but dude never would have messed with any of them. Dude never would have been busting down some single mom. It just wouldn't have been happening. Dude is only the position that he's in, you know, he's tall, he's muscular, and he's got clout. You know, he's only gonna deal with 8s, 9s, and 10s, possibly just 9s and 10s. He's not going to deal with any of those, I'm not even going to say just the type of women that will watch his stuff. He's not going to deal with any of those. I'm not going to go down the line describing in detail, because I have before, and it's not about them, it's about him. So we're going to just stick on him. But he got caught up with the cheating thing, and then, he called himself apologizing for it. But then he got caught up cheating again with another chick. Then he ended up getting divorced. Now, considering he had sisters in the palm of his hand, why wasn't he able to make some sort of comeback? Why is he in the situation that he's in, where his YouTube career is essentially dead? Well, it's because his wife started speaking, all right? His wife, she started going on different podcasts and stuff and talking about her experience, because the wife was largely quiet. She really didn't say a whole lot, which I don't think is a bad thing. The husband, if he's like the star or whatever, it's just really no need for the wife to be out there trying to compete with him for the spotlight. She was very much doing her support role, her homemaker role, wife and mom role, and I'm cool with that. I think that was great. So his wife really wasn't out there on some look at me sort of stuff, and his wife, people were surprised that his wife looked the way she did, meaning not that she was an ugly sister or anything like that. She's not, but she was a very plain Jane type of woman, just your average, seemingly down to earth, like small town girl, not the IG models that he was getting caught cheating on her with. So people were a bit surprised that his wife, and I think that added to the appeal of why sisters liked him, because not only was he saying all of that goofy, simpy stuff, but the woman who he chose to marry was an average woman. They could like look at her and be like, well, if she was able to get a guy like that, there's hope for me. If she was able to do it, why can't I do it? So it just all worked for his brand. But the wife, man, she got on some of them podcasts, and some of the stuff she was saying, it was rough, man. She was saying how one of the things that really stuck out to me was her saying she knew another woman's body better than her own, right? Like, I guess she read some text messages or something. I don't know. But it was a lot. She seen text messages. She seen pictures. He had videos of him having sex with these other women. And she said that she would try to emulate that stuff. She would see him having sex with other women and try to take what he did with them and do that for him to see if that could like breathe something into their marriage. That sounds terrible, or different things they would do with their hair. She would try to do that and see if that would make him want her. And so when she started saying stuff like this largely turned sisters against him. Like, really, they probably still would have been all over him had the missus not have came out saying some of the stuff that she was saying. So being that she was normally quiet and now she was speaking out, and just the stuff she was saying, you could tell this wasn't, she wasn't making this stuff up, man. This was genuinely hurtful experiences that she was having at the hands of this man. And that was enough for them, man. He was now exposed as a fraud. So dude don't really post anymore. He's seemingly out of the way. And, I personally, and I'm gonna leave you guys with this one. I'm gonna leave you guys after I say this. I personally do not trust people that always know the right thing to say, and they are seemingly always telling you what you want to hear. I don't trust them, because in my opinion, it's like manipulation. They're playing with your feelings right in your face by telling you everything you want to hear, all that simpy stuff. Nothing's ever your fault. Everything's his fault. All that sort of stuff, man. You can never, ever trust people, because we know we're not perfect. We know we're not perfect, but we don't want to be told that we're not perfect. So with full knowledge of the fact that none of us are perfect, if it's somebody around you that is always showering you with praise and nothing is ever your fault, they never hold you accountable for anything, they are lying to you, and they are likely manipulating you. They're likely playing you like a sucker, as Derrick Jaxn was doing very much with sisters, man. And I think that feeling of betrayal that this guy was playing in our face the whole time while he was doing this to his wife, he was the very type of guy that he always would be condemning. All right, the very type of ain't shit in that he always would condemn, he was him. So when they saw that, I think that was just it, man. Whether he a guy that they find to be desirable or not, you know, they couldn't in good conscience choose to keep supporting him over the wife. So I'm gonna leave it there, man. Derrick Jaxn, he done disappeared. O'Shea say he think that in a few years he'll be working a regular job. I hope he did better things with his money than, you know, the trips and all that sort of stuff. Not to say that you can't do that, but I hope that he was a guy that was as cunning as he was when it came to playing women's emotions and intelligence, as cunning as he was with that. I hope he was equally as clever when it came to handling his finances, to do some investments to where he can live off of not the principal, but the interest from his investments. We shall see, I guess. But I'm gonna leave it there. I appreciate y'all connecting with me. I'm gonna get back to stepping. Thumbs up this video, subscribe if you haven't already. Peace.